Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to be taking a stab at the Nissan GTR in S-Class just to see if I can make this thing viable. I don't think I have ever actually lost to this car. I could be wrong on that. Maybe I'm not remembering correctly, but more often than not I will beat this car. So I decided to try and make one that could beat other people. So for the engine in this one, you're going to need a bit of coin. We're going to put in the 5.2 liter V10 engine, which if I remember correctly is like $349,000. So you need some cash for this build. For the parts, one of the nice things is it just comes in with super parts and everything. So supers are what you need. The only thing I changed here was the Super Roots supercharger, and I put in Pro Nitrous with Elite Road suspension, the Super Brakes, the Elite Grip tires, the Elite Clutch, the 5-speed Sport gearbox with the Super Differential, which if I remember correctly the car came with it, and I didn't have to change it to that, but I could be wrong. I might have bought it earlier and not realized it. And then of course Super Nitrous Grip and Drift. For the handling on the car, we are at 100% grip with steering sensitivity all the way up. Downforce 3 to the left, traction control is off, and brake tap is our drift entry. This will give us a top speed of 200 miles per hour and a 0 to 60 of 2.7 with a quarter mile of 10.5 seconds. Alright, I have not raced this yet, so let's go get into a race and see if I just wasted a ton of money on this or not. Okay, so here we are in the race going up against a Volvo. Okay, I don't know if I've ever seen anybody use a Volvo in this game. All right, let's see how we do here. Get the launch, and they messed up their launch, and off the line this thing feels good. I can tell you that. I know they messed their launch up, but it does seem like I'm kind of pulling away from them a bit, which is good. And so far we seem to be handling quite well through this area. I say as I almost drive into the wall. Ooh, got a little grip nos there without even trying to. So that's always nice too. And coming down this section, if you don't watch out right there, you can end up getting a little messed up because of that bump in the road. And it wanted to slide a little coming around that corner, but it was also trying to corner at a very high speed. Oh, shish kebab. Well, good news is I think it messed him up too, so I didn't get too screwed over by that wreck. But this Volvo is catching up, so it seems like it's actually a pretty decent car. I may have to look into building that at some point. But for now, we are doing this here GTR. I always hit that wall, like 99.9% of the time I will hit that wall. I know that's not always, but still. So the acceleration down the straight's not too bad. I wish it was a little quicker in getting the speed up than what it is going down that straight, but it's not the worst I've seen. Not the best, but not the worst. And again, this was just to try and make a viable GTR build in S-Class. I know the challenge for the body kit is an S+. Wow, I messed that up. But I mean, S+ is throw in the most expensive engine and then throw Elite everything on it. There you go. There's the S+ build. So I didn't feel like wasting, you know, $380,000 on an engine and then all the parts just to be like, hey, check how easy it is to make this build. Like, if you're making an S+ build, throw the best engine into it, throw all the best parts into it, and there you go. There's your S+ build. Alright, so here we are on a race that actually has some pretty decent cornering. So we'll see if that helps out this Volvo or not, or if it harms me at all. I don't think it will. This car seemed to handle pretty decently except for that one corner I took at very high speed. But yeah, off the line, This thing takes off like one of the Lamborghinis does, so I like that. Because a lot of the Lamborghinis just take off like nothing at the launch point. So that wasn't too bad. I almost messed it up going through that corner, but I actually ended up saving it. So that was nice that the car actually had the ability to be saved even. That a lot of the times if you mess it up, it's very hard to save something. And it'll just get messed up more if you try and save it. And that drift turned into a micro drift, and it was very nice going through that corner. This thing handles very smoothly, so the handling is very nice. The acceleration, I mean, it's good. It is good acceleration. It's not the best, but it is good. And as far as GTRs go, I think it's really good. Like, I don't understand what happened with this car in this game. Like, the thing is practically a Skyline. Some people call it a Skyline, but I mean, you know, it's a GTR. Some people get offended if you call it a Skyline or an R35. But, I mean, it's practically a Skyline. So I don't know what happened in the translation to this car, because the Skylines in this game are good. This one just seems like an afterthought. Like I've said about most of the cars that can get a special body kit, they just don't seem like good cars on their own. The Countach I loved. This one, now that I've got it built out with this build, I am actually liking it quite a bit. It's handling how I want it to handle, and not very often is it trying to do something I don't expect it to do, which is amazing. Like, look at that. That was a drift that turned into a micro drift going around that corner, and I was able to avoid the traffic on the road. So I'm pretty impressed with this so far. Alright, so here we go with the final race of this series. It would be kind of nice if I was going up against one of the more meta cars for S-Class, just to get a true test of how this car does. But that Volvo doesn't seem bad, because it did catch me in a few spots. It just, I don't know if the driver just wasn't that good, or if they just got messed over by the game going, hey, here's random traffic in your way that, you know, is never there or whatever. I do just wish it was that I had something else to race against just for testing purposes. Not trying to knock my current competition at all. Because like I said, that Volvo's kind of keeping up, and it's not too far away right now. I mean, 182 yards. It was catching up until I got out of that last corner. But it was also catching up because I was drifting that corner. So there is that. This race is kind of funny to me because I have raced it so much, I don't even think about what's coming up. It's all basically muscle memory at this point. Which does lead me to mess up more often than I would like. But at the same time, it's also kind of nice because I can talk a little bit more during this race than I can others, because I don't need to think as much for this one. About the only section I really need to think in on this race is this, and it's just due to the traffic and then trying to take this shortcut down here. This shortcut right here, because you can hit those trees very easily if you're not careful going through there. And even if you're being careful, you can still hit those trees pretty easy. So now we're on the last little bit of the race here. Wow, there's usually not traffic in any of that spot. At least that I ever run into. So I'm surprised there was traffic there, and I'm just happy I didn't wreck because of it. A lot of the times when that unexpected traffic shows up, you just start wrecking without even trying. So not the fastest acceleration down that stretch of a car I've ever raced, but still not bad. Let's see what my final time was. If it's sub 2 minutes, then that was a pretty good run. Alright, it's 2:03, so not the best. A A lot of my really good S-Class cars, I can do about 157 to 150 on that race. And this one was three seconds over too, so... Still, I mean, it's not your top tier S-Class car, but as far as GTR builds, that is a really good GTR build. And I recommend it if you're wanting to use the GTR. Maybe there's better builds out there, but I'm not trying to make the best build for every car. I'm just making the best build that I can find in all of these videos. So while I realize better ones exist for most of these cars, I just do the best I can. Yeah, so I really did like that car. It handled great. I just wish the acceleration was slightly better than what it is. Maybe a few tweaks could get it there. But that's going to do it for me today. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave some comments down below. Let me know what you like, what you didn't like, what you'd like to see in the future. Smash that like button, and I will catch you in the next one.